Let's turn to Ukraine now, which is bracing for a new onslaught. They have steadily lost territory since this year began, but chances are it could get worse because President Putin is going for the jugular. He has launched a new recruitment drive today. The plan is to draft 160,000 men into the Russian army, another 160,000 men to join the army. Now, this is a massive build-up. It is Russia's biggest conscription since 2011. All Russian men between the age of 18 and 30 can be drafted. They will have to serve for 1 year. And where will they serve? Typically away from the front line because Russia leaves the fighting to train soldiers. So these new recruits are mostly backups. Nonetheless, the timing is very significant. The US and Ukraine are trying to force Putin into a ceasefire. And what does Putin do? He announces a massive military recruitment drive. It's a very clear message for Moscow. Pressure will not work. A message from Moscow, rather, that pressure will not work. The war will only end on Putin's terms. But President Donald Trump is still hopeful. He says Putin will live up to his promise.
I think he's going to live up to what he told me, and I think he's going to fulfill his part of the deal. Now, then you have Zelensky, and hopefully he's going to live up. I see he's trying to renegotiate the rare earth.
And what about Ukraine? President Zelensky predicted this last week. He said Russia was planning new operations in Sumy, in Kharkiv, and in Zaporizhia. He said Putin's plan is to drag out the peace talks to gain as much land as possible. European countries also share this assessment. Their top diplomats met in Madrid yesterday. They were joined by the UK's foreign minister, and all of them had two demands. One, if Russia is serious about peace, it should accept a ceasefire. And two, the US must put pressure on Russia.
A few weeks ago, Ukraine agreed on an unconditional ceasefire, whilst Russia keeps perpetrating war crimes, and I say this on the 3rd anniversary of the Bucha massacre. And I believe Russia today owes the United States of America, who have committed to reaching a ceasefire, a clear answer on whether it wants to go on the path of peace path, yes or no.
De cheminer vers la paix, c'est oui ou c'est non.
So Europe is calling out Russia. They are saying, give us a clear answer. Do you want a ceasefire or not? And Putin already gave his response last month. It wasn't a yes or a no. It was a maybe. You see, Russia has all the battlefield advantage at the moment, and they will want the troops to reflect that, to give them concessions. But Ukraine and Europe are unwilling to accept that. They want to give guarantees and recover lost Ukrainian land, both of which are non-starters for Moscow. So how can we break this deadlock? Trump is trying from his end, but could there be pressure from another end? Perhaps from China. I ask because the Chinese foreign minister is in Moscow, Wang Yi. He's on a 3-day trip to Russia, and he had held 2 key meetings today. First, with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and then with President Putin. In Moscow, Wang Yi spoke to the Russian media. He talked about the ongoing peace talks. Let me quote from what he said. The step towards peace, although not that big, is constructive. It's worth building on it. With peace, it is no pain, no gain. You need to work hard to achieve it. Now, this has largely been China's position. Yes, we need peace in Ukraine, but we must acknowledge Russia's concerns, which is exactly what Trump is doing. But will President Xi go that extra mile? Will he ask Putin to take a ceasefire? Trump was certainly hopeful of it. He admitted that China has a great deal of influence over Putin. He also urged Beijing to persuade Moscow. Listen to this.
Hopefully China can help us stop the war with, in particular, Russia, Ukraine. They have a great deal of power over that situation. And we'll work with them. And I mentioned that during our phone conversation with President Xi. And hopefully we could work together and get that stopped.
Does China have the leverage? Their trade with Russia stands at $224 billion. China is Russia's largest trading partner. It has been for 14 years now. Plus, China gives a lot of dual-use goods to Russia. Dual-use goods are things that have both military and civilian use. So in short, yes, China does have the leverage. But does it also have the political will? This question is a lot tougher to answer. If China can persuade Putin, they will have Donald Trump's gratitude. It's worth a lot right now because Trump has launched a trade war with China, so Beijing would love a change in fortunes to be in Trump's good books. Having said that, there is a downside too. If this war ends, US-Russia ties will improve considerably, and Trump has been quite open about this. He wants to deepen relations with Moscow. At the same time, he wants to break up the Russia-China axis. So it's a tough call for Beijing. Yes, they would like to see the war end. It would open up supply chains and energy markets. But do they have sufficient confidence in their ties with Moscow? Can it survive Trump's reset with Russia? In today's meeting, Wang Yi projected confidence. He said China and Russia would not tolerate interference from outside. He said their ties are not against a third country. Let's see if this confidence allows Beijing to push Vladimir Putin.
Greeting you with aloha.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Yeah? The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Kal halayam la alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Alright, that will well taught us the truth. Alright, double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that listening and learning. Alright, so hey, Russia ain't making no joke, man. Russia ain't making no joke. Alright. The pot is getting steamier and steamier. So as you see there, the Russians, they are calling up another wave of conscription. They are doing another wave of conscription. Alright. And this one is by far the biggest yet. So far since the war with Ukraine, you know, that theater of war between them and Ukraine has been taking place. Alright, so 160,000 men, that's a great deal. That's a great number. Now, what they are saying is that these men will be more than likely, they will be reservists. Alright, they will be reservists, and you know, it's just they will be just serving a year, serving just doing military service for 1 year and whatnot, so forth. Alright, because I had read some information pursuant to that via Elder Karatazaba, and the video that he had done with it. You know, he was reading an article. Alright. And well, this one here, this is the spring conscription drive, and there's going to have one, alright, from within the autumn, alright, from October to December, alright, where they will be having that conscription drive. Well, I don't know how much men they will be calling up, alright, but this one here, which is from April to July, alright, they are targeting 160,000 men between the ages of 18 to 30. Alright? Between the ages of 18 to 30. Now, this alone, you know, situations such as this, you know, should already have you, if you're in the spirit, you know, if you're in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, you know, this alone should be a cause of concern, in the sense of, you know, things are heightening. Alright, things are heightening. more than ever. Things are heightening. All right, because that is something of high importance, right? 160,000 men. All right, that's uh, that's serious. All right, that is serious. Okay, and what the Lord is doing, what the Lord is doing. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38 a bit. All right, Ezekiel chapter 38 and 1, where it reads, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech, and Tubal, and prophesy against them." Now, Gog and Magog is who? They're speaking about Russia. All right? It's speaking about Russia. Okay? And say, thus say, Selakia, thus say the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. All right? And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. All right? So, this is the situation here. The Lord is putting Russia back into that old Soviet Union state. And the conscription of that mass amount, all right, is proof of it, that the Lord is bringing back Russia to that old Soviet Union state. Because I will tell you this, yeah? All right, you could go and do your own research, your own history, on your own. All right. Back then, pursuant to World War One and World War Two, especially mainly World War Two, okay, the Russians, despite that the military was a bit ill-equipped and a bit ill-trained, they wasn't fully well trained and whatnot, so forth. But one thing that they had on their side was a full quota of men, in the sense of, they had a lot of men to their resources to fill up the ranks. All right? Because what you have to understand is that if it wasn't for Russia, the so-called allies, they wouldn't have won World War II. All right? Because Russia, they were the ones that made the greatest sacrifice out of all the nations, the allied nations that had participated in World War II to defeat Hitler, all right, to defeat Nazi Germany, all right. And they made that greater sacrifice, and all these other nations, even greater than Babylon, because for every one soldier that the US had lost, all right, Russia had lost 20. All right. For every one soldier that Babylon had lost, America lost 20. Russia had lost 20. All right. When you look at the Battle of Kursk and Stalingrad and what have you, so forth, and many other battles within the homeland Russia alone. All right, within the homeland Russia alone, before they could have defeated Nazi Germany and go into Nazi Germany and what have you, so forth, go into mainland Germany to crush Hitler. All right, it was bloody battles. Okay, it was bloody battles. All right. What I'm saying is, the Lord now put it in my head there. Russia wasn't having a shortage of men. All right, they were never lacking of men. All right, to fill up the ranks. They didn't have a man shortage. And it's the same thing as the scripture say I will come back to this very set scripture. I ain't finished with it. But let me go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, where it says that Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So the same thing that had took place back then in World War II is the same thing that is taking place here now. Alright? And as the war drags along, heading into full-blown World War III, you're going to be seeing way more. You're going to see the numbers up and even more. Alright, from jumping from 160,000 to what? To maybe 310,000. You know, the numbers will be doubling. Alright? The numbers will be doubling. Alright, because World War III, as I always say, is going to be the most atrocious, ferocious war ever fought. Alright? Because, you know, the level of weaponry that it have now. You know? So with this here, the Lord is putting hooks in their jaws. Alright? He's bringing them back to that old Soviet Union state. Alright? Not just gathering certain nations, you know, and trying to build back the old Soviet bloc, alright, with certain nations that was a part, certain nations now that was a part of the old Soviet Union, but also, alright, the gathering of men. Alright, the gathering of men. So it says here, alright, verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth on all thine army, alright, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. This is what it is. Alright, this is what it is. This is something of a great deal. This is something that not to look at lightly. 160,000 men. And best believe, alright, best believe they are letting these men, even after their time is up, the contract, you know, the conscription is up. There's a lot of them that will still stay on. Alright? There's a lot of them that will still stay on. Alright, and renew the contract. Alright, and serve. Alright? This is what it is here. The Lord is sharpening the teeth of Russia. This war that is taking place in Ukraine, alright, is like a mock exam. Alright, it's like a mock exam. You know, the Lord is making these Russians prepare for that great day. Alright, that great day pursuant let's go back to Revelation. Let's go back to the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 7, I believe. Alright, Revelation 20 and 7. Alright, but the point is in 8. Alright, the point is in 8 where it reads, and when the 1,000 years are expired, alright, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, which is speaking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, alright, which is the physical counterpart of the spiritual being Satan, okay, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, alright, so the so-called white man, alright, will when they come back, when they had came back out into prominence via the Renaissance period and whatnot, so forth, alright, they will be going, the scripture is saying, you know, there is going to be going on a deceitful rampage, you know, of war and destruction and all these things until in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them to the battle. That battle is what? World War III. Alright, so they're going to be doing until, you know, they reach the point of World War III. All right? The number of whom is as the sand of the sea. All right? There is what it is here. There is what it is here. Okay? These men that the gathering, these men that the gathering, man. All right, is for that great day. All right, the Lord is preparing them. The Lord is getting Russia ready. All right, for that great day. There is where it is here. Let's go to Isaiah. God, I don't want to stay too long with us here. All right, so let's take a look at Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 13. And I will start at verse 1. Isaiah 13 and 1. The burden of Babylon. Because this is what the Lord is amassing Russia for. This is what the Lord is amassing Russia and Ethiopia and Libya and what have you, so forth, Turkey. Alright, pursuant to Ezekiel 38 and 5. Alright, this is what the Lord is amassing them for. Okay? For this this is the purpose. For who? For Babylon. For the destruction of Babylon, America. Alright? It says the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, and shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right? I have commanded my sanctified ones, okay, which is who? The prophets, all right? And I have called my mighty ones for my anger, all right, which is the angels, okay, even them that rejoice in my highness, okay, the prophets and the angels. Okay, verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains. Yeah, in the mountains. Mountains represent what? The government structure. Alright? The governments. Okay? These governments. Alright, these leaders. Alright? That is beating these war drums. Alright, that is pounding on these war drums. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. This is what it is, man. This is what it is. Hey, Proverbs 21. Let's take a look at that. I'll come back to this. Proverbs 21 and 1, where it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. All right, he turneth it whithersoever he will. All right, so is the Lord that put it in the spirit of Putin to call this draft, to call this conscription draft of 160,000 men. All right? The Lord had put it in the spirit of Putin. So it says here, verse 4, I'm reading again, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. All right? He is mustering these men. It's the Lord that is mustering these men. All right? And pretty soon he's going to see China following in suit. All right? He's going to see China following in suit. He's going to see, well, North Korea, they always, and I think China too. All right? Throughout the year go, year come, you know, they conscript men to their respective military. China, well, I know North Korea for sure. All right, North Korea, their military it made up of a lot of conscription. Alright, men that had been drafted into the military. Alright? So this is what it is here. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation, alright, to destroy the whole land. And what is the weapons of his indignation? Those missiles, those thermonuclear missiles, alright, those warheads, to destroy the whole land. That whole land is what? America, Babylon the Great. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty. Therefore all hands shall be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. Alright, this is speaking about America. Okay, and their military. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. Alright, to lay the land desolate, and shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. This is the purpose why the Lord is doing that. This is the purpose why the Lord is having this war being prolonged, alright, between Russia and Ukraine and what that so forth. Okay? And putting it in the spirit of Putin to call these major drafts, alright, these major conscriptions, these large scale conscriptions, alright, in order for them to be battle tested and battle hardened, to come up against Babylon the Great. This is what it is. To come up against Babylon the Great, to bring utter destruction unto Babylon the Great. It says here, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Which is speaking about what? The thermonuclear, the fallout, the nuclear fallout. Alright? Because remember, the scripture prophesied that what, over 200 million, alright, 200 million missiles, which is actually 200 million warheads, is going to fall upon America and destroy America off the face of the earth. Because you have to understand, this is what the Lord wants. Alright, the Lord's purpose is to actually destroy America. Yeah? Destroy America off of the face of the earth. To gather his elect, alright? To gather his elect out of America, alright? The 12 tribes of Israel, and to utterly destroy what is left of America. Destroy that whole landmass completely. Bring it into a perpetual, everlasting desert. There's what it is. Alright? And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible Esau. Alright? Esau. Alright? There's what it is. Yeah? When I go to verse 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her places in the wrath, alright, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own place, and flee every one to his own land. But the point, what I want to get, is verse 17. Verse 17, where it reads, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, and the Medes, Salakia, and the Medes is who? The Russians. Alright? Is the code name here for the Russians. Alright? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. All right, so no matter how much sanctions and tariffs and whatnot Trump want to place on Russia and Iran and whatnot so forth, these nations is not going to give two hells. And I know what I want to say, but all right, they're not going to give squat. They could care squat, jack squat. All right, all they care about is to bring the destruction upon America, Babylon the Great. All right, and it says here, their bows shall also dash the young men to pieces. All right, the bows is what? The missiles, the warheads. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare the children. All right, so they're not going to care about the women and the children, pregnant women who in labor in the hospitals at that time and whatnot so forth, and the young little children, even you little young jakes, you little young nigglets, all right, you Israelites, all right, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who are the tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes, they're not going to care about that, all right. Their concern is to destroy America, which is actually the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He put in it in their spirit to do it. Alright, so it says here, their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the glory of kingdoms, America, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellence shall be as when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai overthrows Sodom and Gomorrah. This is what it is. Alright? It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Alright? Ain't gonna have no more dollar shops and whatnot so forth. Alright? With these Arabs is be setting up shop, coming in Greek territory, in the ghettos and whatnot so forth, and selling and setting up shop and making money off of Jake. Alright? I'm not gonna have that. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Alright? Here's where it is. This is the reason why the Lord is putting it in the spirit of Putin to gather these men, all right, and conscript them into the military. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will not fall void. Hey, this is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad. Alright, hope you all are edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Kal Halayam, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwad. Until then, shalom, shalom, shalom. Wa bad babal unto this wicked place and unto Babylon the Great.